Hello there and welcome to the Card Grotto. Today I've got a haul to share with you. These are items that I purchased in April and May. I have a lot to share with you. I didn't realise I purchased all of this, so I mean that's what happens, doesn't it, occasionally. So let's get started. First of all, I picked up some Distress products. So the first one here is the new Distress ink colours in the cubes. Once they release 4 colours, then they will release the cubes. It's a bit unfortunate because it does take some time for me to be able to buy the cubes, but I do prefer having the cubes in the Distress inks just for storage purposes. It's just a lot easier for me to find space for the cubes rather than the full size. So this is the Speckled Egg, Crackling Campfire, Rustic Wilderness and Kitsch Flamingo. Really excited to use these. I also picked up some of the mini domed ink blending foams. This actually is a repurchase for me. I hadn't got around to sharing it in a video in terms of like a haul video, but I did share me using these in a tutorial video. I will link that at the end of this video. There is a giveaway in that video and it is now closed, so I do apologise for that if you haven't watched the video. But if you wanted to see the ink blending tools kind of, or the foams I should say, the domed foams in use, it may be worth watching that video. But I've been really enjoying them for Distress Oxides. I will still keep the flat foams for my Distress inks. I've been using brushes mainly for Distress inks recently, but I do like to have a little bit more of a full coverage I found with the Oxide, so I've been really enjoying going back to the ink blending tools, and I find that the foams are working really well for the Oxides. So I won't have one for each colour of Oxides. I actually don't have all the Oxides anyway, but I will have a tool for each of the colours that I use the most. So really looking forward to kind of organising all of that. Of course, I had to pick up the new Distress colour. It's just so beautiful, the Salvaged Patina. So I picked it up in the Oxide and also the spray stain. I've been really enjoying using Distress sprays recently, so I'm glad that I picked that up. Picked up the Oxide, and then once the colour comes out in the cube, then I'll buy the cubes, but it's going to take some time for that, so that's a bit unfortunate, like I said, but never mind, I've got the Oxide in the meantime. And then I also picked up a Distress Brayer. I do have the Ranger small one in like the red one that's their kind of Ranger general one, but apparently these are a little bit softer and I think I might like that. I did pick up kind of like the full size one just because I have the mini in the Ranger, so I thought it made sense. I do have some other Brayers that I've used in the past for like art purposes, and I do have a Cricut Brayer as well actually that I use for Cricut stuff. So I do have a few Brayers, but I thought I would try this one out. I don't generally kind of do like mixed media. I do have a gel press. I don't use it very often, but I do like to use Brayers for different purposes, so I'm glad that I picked this up. All of that stuff was from Art from the Heart. If you happen to be in the UK, they do sell all of that stuff. Next up, along the same kind of lines, I picked up some blending tools. So Tailored Expressions have finally brought out a black and a white brush. I was always sad that they never had them in the sets before, so I'm glad that they've brought them out. So this comes as a pack with the black and the white one. I absolutely love the Tailored Expressions brushes. I use them all the time with my Distress inks, so really glad to have picked those up. And then they have also brought out mini ones. I don't tend to use mini brushes a whole lot. I do prefer the larger size because I tend to cover a large area like with a background or something, but they are quite nice for stenciling. I do have some smaller ones that I've got from other companies, but I thought I would pick up these ones. I just love the kind of like the white handles and then also the white bristles. They do have some stickers that you can purchase separately that you can kind of add on, and I'll probably do that for like my main colours like purple, pink, blue, aqua or something like that, and then have a couple that I'll use for like different colours and stuff like that. I do wash my brushes, so I know that it doesn't, I don't think it's really that great for the brushes to wash them all the time, so I'm trying my best not to, but I do tend to still wash them. So I probably have a couple that I keep for various different colours, and I picked these up from Dice to Die For here in the UK. And then as a kind of random purchase, I picked up the Reverse Confetti. This is the In the Clouds die, and I did actually create a card with it recently. This is what it looks like. It's the border here with the cloud, and this is the kind of new reverse confetti stamp set for their latest release, the Bear Up There set. It's just so cute, but I thought it'd work really nicely with this die and anything that kind of flying in the sky and things like that. I do quite a lot of kind of sky cards and stuff, so this will come in really handy for lots of different stamp sets, so really glad that I picked that up. And then I picked up some Altenew items. I have been guest designing with them recently. I'm really enjoying doing that, and I do pick up some items that I can use alongside the items that they kindly send me for the kind of guesting. So I picked up some more enamel dots. I've really been loving enamel dots. This is the Cherry Blossom. I actually have purchased this and have used almost all of the really light pink colour. I absolutely love it. It just tends to work with so many different shades of ink and stuff like that, so really glad that I've managed to get hold of another pack. I also picked up the Rock collection, which is more of kind of greys, which is quite nice, something a little bit different, and then also the Green Fields, which has the greens and then also the black. I really love black enamel dots. And then I picked up the Hill Blossom layering stencil set. This is obviously a layering stencil set, as you can tell. I was going to say, I don't know if they've got an image. I just thought it was so pretty. This isn't one of the items that I picked as a guest designer. I probably could have done, but I didn't in the end, and I regretted it. So I did purchase it myself. It's just so pretty, the kind of blooms. And I've been really enjoying doing more kind of stenciling and sort of a little bit less colouring. I do still absolutely love colouring, but it's nice just to be able to do something a little bit different. I also picked up the Dotted Swirls Debossing cover plate. I've wanted this for a long time. It just cuts out the dots to create the pattern, and it's really nice for lots of different kind of backgrounds and things like that. This is one of the cards that I made recently as a guest designer for Altenew, and you can see it here in the background. It's just so pretty, just with some subtle ink blending over the top, but it would work really nicely just kind of on the white cardstock, any colour really cardstock. It would just look really pretty. So I'm really glad that I finally managed to pick that up. It's quite an older item now, but I managed to get hold of it at Bumbleberry Crafts. Most of this Altenew stuff either came from Bumbleberries or from Seven Hills Crafts. And then I also picked up some embossing folders. Again, I've really been enjoying using embossing folders recently. I used to use embossing folders back in the day a lot, and then I just tended to stop using them. They kind of went out of fashion a little bit. I've never been one to necessarily follow trends as such, but I've really been loving that most companies have been bringing them back. So this is the Rows of Squares. I haven't used that one yet, but I really think it'll be nice, especially for more masculine cards, I think. And then I also picked up the Diamond Stars and the Modern Squares, the Angled Mosaic, and the Geo Steps. I did do this one. I wasn't 100% sure. I don't want to say I wasn't 100% sure of it. I didn't love it as much as some of the other ones that I purchased, but I think it will be really good for, again, sort of masculine cards, I think in particular. And this Angled Mosaic one I did actually use again on a card, and I just think it's such a lovely kind of pattern. It's kind of subtle, but not, if that makes sense. I think it just works really nicely, especially as a background for kind of more sort of focal points. I thought it was really pretty. Then I also picked up some of the waffle flower products to be able to do swatches with. I do have some already and I have used them, but I didn't have these ones, and I thought that these ones work quite well if you've got like a family of inks, so that you could do kind of like one colour for each family. If like the Altenew ones, for example, come as kind of 4 shades, I thought it'd be quite helpful to have things like this. And so I also picked up the one with the lines if I wanted to write what the colours were, and then I could stamp this inside that. I think it will fit. I believe it will fit, but you could also use the solid and stamp those kind of separately inside that as well. So I picked up these 3 that kind of work together. This is the colour combos for ink pads, the colour combo swatch, and then the colour combos, oh, it's just called colour combos, yeah. Coordinating stamps and dies available. I didn't pick up the dies. There is like a swatch tag, which I thought would be really nice as well, but I have quite a lot of tags, so I'm sure I can find one that will fit. I picked up a few embellishments from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. I absolutely love her embellishments. Some of them are kind of restocking. The bubbles and the moonstones, I use the bubbles quite a lot. I would say a lot. I really love the moonstones as well because they're just very kind of subtle. And then I wanted some more like rose gold. I haven't really found anything that particularly is called rose gold, but this bronze mix works quite nicely as rose gold. Although it's bronze, I think it is very pretty, and it kind of has a little bit more of rosy into it, depending on the other products you're using, obviously, because I do feel that rose gold is very different per different company. Some are very rosy and some aren't so much, so this did work really well for what I wanted it for. And then I also picked up the copper rose mix, which does have some more rose and sort of purple iridescence to them. Again, very, very pretty. And then I also picked up the Altenew Antique Gold sequins. I'm not a huge gold fan, but these are really nice because they've got more of a dull look to them, if that makes sense. I don't tend to like the kind of yellowy gold, so this is really pretty, and I have used them, and I like that they come in these little test tubes. Very cute. And then last but not least, I picked up a few new MFT items. I picked up the latest paper pad. This is the Poppin' Polka Dots. If I'm using patterned paper, I tend to use paper like this, very kind of monochrome, just the plain colour with like white polka dots. I really like, and I really love MFT paper pads for that kind of thing. And it's just got really pretty selection of the different colours, and you get 2 of each colour. I picked up, this is the big balloon stencil. I actually had planned to use it recently and I changed my mind in the end, but I really love this kind of large balloon, and I think it will work really nicely, again, for more masculine cards, but any type of card. But I'm always on the hunt for products that I can use for more masculine cards. I do tend to find that they're the hardest, although you absolutely can put flowers and butterflies and things like that on masculine or cards for men. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. For the men in my personal family, I tend to like gravitate more towards like angled shapes and things like that, and I thought this balloon stencil would work really nicely. It's quite large in size, so you could probably just maybe do like a couple in different colours, like with ink blending or something like that inside. And I do like that it comes with the, well, technically this is the negative and that's the positive, so I like that it comes with both. And then last but not least, I picked up this stamp set. This is the Being With You set from MFT. It's absolutely adorable. I love the cute little characters, and I think that they would work really nicely for anniversary cards. I do make quite a lot of anniversary cards. So you've got the little turtles there, the little bears, the bunnies and the birds, and then lots of different things like the branches and stuff like that. I just think it's such a cute set, so I'm really looking forward to using that. So that was my very large haul for April and May. Thank you so much if you've managed to get to the end. Links to the products that I shared will be in the description bar on YouTube and also over on my blog. I hope you're all doing well and still staying safe. I know it's a little bit of a difficult time, kind of like that in-between time with people being vaccinated, but the virus hasn't completely gone away just yet, but hopefully it will soon. So anyway, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you soon.